Fearscape Media Network, exploring the unknown, one podcast at a time.
There are phenomena that exist all around us. Kids playing above something unknown flies over and disappears. People driving at night, seeing huge creatures cross the road. People waking up to find their cabinet doors ripped open in their kitchen. Strange things happen every day around the world and seemingly at the same time and area. But are these occurrences connected? This is what we are here to explore and are trying to understand.
Join us on our journey
to uncover what we call the Convergence Enigma.
Every week on the Fearscape Media Network. Coming to you from nowhere, a suburb of parts unknown. Your ghoulish hosts for an evening of terror. Stefan Gearhart and Lance Wayne, the Misters of the Dark.
Hello, dear friends. Welcome to another terrifying episode of Misters of the Dark, the greatest horror podcast in the history of horror podcasting. As always, we're beaming directly to you from nowhere, a suburb of parts unknown. I'm your co-mister, the man with no name, Lay It Plain.
Oh, God. Hold up your head, Mr. Lord Stefan Gearhart. Shut up, Lance. Lance. We need to talk. I have just been to the village.
Well, of course, Stefan, this is a podcast. It would be pretty stupid of us to just play dead air for an hour.
No. Lance, I mean, we really need to talk.
Again, yes, we are here to discuss the 2002 film May in a little segment we like to call Lest We Forget, where we discuss films we feel go unnoticed and need to be re-examined.
No, shit. Listen to me, you little shit. I've just been to the village. Word around town is he's back.
The man behind the mask?
No, you idiot. Stephen Chad Coulter.
Stephen Chad Coulter?
Yes, and some of the villagers told me he's making it his top priority to pay us a visit.
My God. Dear friends, I suppose some backstory is in order. Stephen Chad Coulter was a boy who made it a point to make me and Stefan's life a living hell throughout our school years.
He made me eat my Lisa Frank binder.
You got off easy. He shoved my Tickle Me Barnabas Collins doll up my ass.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hey, how did you ever end up getting that out anyway?
That's not important. Now, how are we going to deal with the problem at hand?
I got it.
Good man, Stefan. You're always there. What's the plan?
The plan is to cower in fear and await our inevitable doom. All right, we're talking about the film May. It's 2002 American psychological horror film written and directed by Lucky McGee, though he was not too lucky with the box office on this one. But
no. But who listens to the box office? That's why it's a Lest We Forget episode.
Right. And this was his directorial debut. There's only like one other film that I've seen of his, really. and that was that Tales from Halloween or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's I ended up because that a name like that kind of sticks with you,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, what? I wonder if I've seen anything else, and I really I have. There's been I looked at his filmography, and there's been films that I've kind of just heard of in passing, but nothing I've ever sat down and watched.
Yeah. If there's one thing this movie did for me was remind me that Jeremy Sisto used to be somebody.
What?
That Jeremy Sisto used to be somebody. I was like, oh yeah, Jeremy Sisto, the guy that she's in love with.
Like, oh yeah, I see. I didn't even know his name. I wrote down the.
I forgot all about that dude. Forgot all about that dude.
He's in like some cop show or something now, or one of those NCIS shows or something.
Who knows? I don't know. Well, this movie follows a lonely young woman played by Angela Bettis, traumatized by a difficult childhood, which we'll get into, and her increasingly desperate attempts to connect with the people around her. Is the quickness there on that?
Yeah. Well, and I just want to add before we really get into it, this was a film that I really just wanted to use this as an excuse to rewatch it, because this is a film I used to watch constantly as a lonely, angsty teenager.
I'll be honest with you, I'd never even heard of it till you told me about it.
Really? Yeah, and even at some point, I don't have it anymore, thank God. But I even like wrote like a song / poem about it when I was younger. Like I said, don't be saying, "Oh, where is it?" Because I man, that thing's lost to the ages.
I wish you had it. Oh, I wish you had it. I would make you read it. I gotta say though, I really loved this film. I loved it. It was so just cheesy and great and heartfelt at the same time.
Yeah.
I really, really liked it. I'm surprised it does not have a huge cult following.
Me too, because I remember, you made the comment about the box office or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think I read it only opened in like maybe 12 theaters. It was a limited release, because I remember it being straight to DVD, and I remember all the websites back in the day, and the magazine, the Fangorias, and the website, like Bloody Disgusting or whatever. Mm-hmm. Everybody on, in the horror circle or whatever you want to call it, were crazy about it.
Yeah, one of the guys from Bloody Disgusting called it the best Halloween movie of all time.
I don't know about that, because I don't really. I completely forgot that whole scene that took place when I think of May, I don't think of Halloween. I just think of I don't know. But yeah, and I remember there even be random kids in school all the way in in my civilian life, Taylorsville, Kentucky. Like even a few kids would be like, "Hey, have you seen May?" So.
Yeah, again, so I would have been in college, and I'm surprised I was in the heat of horror at that moment.
Yeah.
Surprised I missed this. But just a reminder, spoiler alert, we're gonna spoil the entire film. So if you haven't watched this movie and you don't like being spoiled, stop this now. Go watch the movie. It's on Tubi TV for free. And you can watch it. And then come back. We'll still be here when you come back.
And it's also, like Stefan said, it's also been out since 2002. So
yeah, so you're bad. Angela Bettis, I just want to start off by saying, where is she and why is she not in more movies?
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. Because I remember, and you may have looked this up yourself. She was in a the other big thing she did, she was in a made for TV version of Carrie. Do you remember that? I think it was on NBC, which oddly I found out, because I used to watch that. I saw that before I saw like the Sissy Spacek Carrie, because they played on Sci-Fi all the
Oh, there it is. Yeah, a television film for Carrie. I'm gonna have to check that out.
And it was also this is something I found out fairly recently. It was also kind of like a pilot. They
Mhm.
wanted to make a TV series out of Carrie.
Really?
Yeah, they wanted to have her like go like be kind of a drifter and like visit kid each episode she would visit another
I'd
kid
be
who had like
down.
psychic powers.
I'd be down. So it's like Knight Rider, dude, where she just shows up in a small town and saves or corrupts the day, one or the other.
Yeah. She was supposed to be kind of like an anti-hero.
I only knew her. The only thing I'd ever seen her in was Girl Interrupted, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
What is she in that?
She plays Janet. She's just one of the wackadoodles. So,
Okay.
but
Is she the
totally,
girl that scarred?
I don't remember. It's been a minute since I've seen that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm all about seeing her, and she's been in a lot of stuff. Um, and apparently she was in Sinister, but her scenes were deleted. And I'm like,
Oh,
man, put her back. I want to see her in that. So, but
She was
now I
in
want to.
something. She was in something fairly recently, I want to say, where she was like she played like a nurse.
I don't know,
It
but
was
she's in something called Ghosts of the Ozarks. That looks kind of cool.
I don't know.
12-hour shift. Oh, 12-hour shift. I bet
I
you
bet that's it. Yeah.
yeah. She plays a drug addicted nurse involved in black market organ trading scheme.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And she's in it with David Arquette. So
Yeah. I think no, that's another movie. Never mind. I was gonna say I think Mick Foley's in that movie, but I think I'm wrong.
But yeah, so let's get cracking talking about this movie, man. I really, like I said, really enjoyed it. So spoiler alert, we both like this movie. But May, she's a woman, she's in her mid-20s, and she suffered in her childhood due to the craziest ass lazy eye I've ever seen in my entire life. Which
let's not skim past, man, this is something I completely forgot about. Friggin' the first scene of the entire. Well, it's one of those movies that shows you the ending first.
Yes.
But that I completely forgot about that, and it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, because it starts
the eye gouge scream.
Yeah, the eye gouge scream. It starts out with the energy, like I said, but then you forget about it.
Yeah, you do.
Because the movie, you get so pulled into May's life and her character that you completely forget that the movie opened with this crazy ass stuff. Like but she doesn't have very many social interactions. Her only true friend is a glass encased doll named Susie that her mother had and gave to her for her birthday with the adage, if you can't find a friend, you make one.
That is one of the most, I even wrote down birthday scene depressing.
So depressing.
That scene hit me for some reason. Her mom just getting mad at her for I guess she unwrapped the gift wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, says, her mom was weird. Yeah. And just the fact that she's not allowed to take the doll out of the case is super weird.
Yeah.
It kept making you wonder. It kept making you wonder if that doll was going to come to life, if this was going to be a Puppet Master type film.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really interested in your perspectives. You being somebody who's never seen it, so yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised you probably thought that because you probably went into it not reading anything about it. Didn't you?
No, didn't read a thing about it.
Yeah. So you could have thought it'd be a killer doll movie.
All I know is that I was inundated with movies because I watched this and then I was like, oh, I want to watch an old like 70s movie, and I found this movie called Mansion of the Doomed. And it's all, I highly recommend it. It was actually really good. It's got a young Lance Hendrickson in it. And it's about this eye doctor and this eye surgeon, and his daughter gets into a car accident and goes blind. And so he then feels like he can do eye replacements. And so he is just kidnapping people left and right and stealing their eyes, dude. It's well, Lance is his partner doctor and his daughter's like fiance, dude. And he's the first one to lose his eyes, dude. It's nuts.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. And then he keeps them all in this jail cell in his basement, dude. Like, and so you just got all these people with gouged out eyes trying to like break free. It's really good.
God.
It's surprisingly really, really good. But yeah, I watched these two movies like back to back unintentionally. Didn't know that either one of them had to do with eyes. Mansion of
That's a
Doom.
hell of a double feature.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 people in the movie you'll recognize.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's on Tubi and Amazon and Freevee or some shit. I don't know. Mansion of the Doom.
About a million of them.
Oddly enough, I will say this: one of the film editors, I wanted to point this out, was young Ryan Johnson, the guy that directed The Last Jedi.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
On May.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yep. So May works as a veterinarian's assistant to the craziest guy, the craziest vet. And her.
I want to ask this real quick. Is the vet? Is he the guy from Borat? Borat, you know.
I don't know.
I swear he reminded me of him.
Let me see, because I got him. Yes, it is. Sure is the guy from Borat. Wow, good call, dude. Good call. He's hilarious, dude. I love everybody in this movie.
Yeah.
But we'll get to my favorite here in a second. So she works as a vet's assistant. Her optometrist fixes her lazy eye by giving her glasses and then giving her contact lenses, which make no sense to me on the contact lenses, but whatever. I don't understand how the contact lens pulls that eyeball out, but it does.
Yeah.
And May becomes friends with Adam, a guy that she's been stalking.
Yeah.
It doesn't say it here in the description, but she's been stalking him for a couple days before she becomes friends with him.
She is the most adorable stalker in the world.
Oh my God.
If you had to pick a stalker, I would pick her.
I know.
I think it goes without saying she was one of my little high school crushes.
Yeah. Well, she's got a fixation on his hands, thinking he has the most attractive part of him is his hands because he's a mechanic. This is Jeremy Sisto, who does not have attractive hands. He's got gorilla hands. So, but to each their own. To each their own. But the best part,
Jeremy, he's saying all of this. I'm sorry.
The best part, though, is when she follows his ass to the coffee shop and just sits there and stares at him all day in a hot little number, like hoping to be seen by him.
Oh, when she prances by him and stuff?
Oh, yeah. She's prancing by because she's got her contacts in and all kinds of stuff, and he doesn't notice her.
Yes.
To say
I even wrote, and I never do. For one, I never write OMG. But I wrote OMG, her trying to get his attention. And then this is something I definitely never do. I drew a little smiley face. Because I thought it was the most adorable thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Well, then him falling asleep and her walking over there and feeling his hand all up and putting her face on his hand. Like, so she
That's weird. That's odd. That.
True stalker fashion. True stalker fashion. But regardless, they eventually start dating. They become friends and start dating. But my favorite part is Anna Faris as her lesbian colleague, Polly. Anna Faris is a gem. She is a true American gem, and she needs to be highlighted for this film because this is my favorite role she's ever done is the aggressive lesbian Polly.
Yeah. I even wrote, man. I said Anna Faris is really funny in this movie.
Oh, she's hilarious. She's hot. She's she's just all of the above. Like, she is fantastic, man. And she is obviously flirting with May from the get-go, and May is not noticing this. Even I picked up early on. But the best was one day May remarked that Polly had a beautiful neck. Like,
yeah.
And then, like, she catches May cutting herself, and she's like, "Oh, does that feel good? I want to do it too, because you do."
Yeah, and if you think I need help, please tell me. But I wrote scalpel scene, kind of hot.
I know.
I mean, I don't know. I got weird because I thought it was really gross at first, but then when she came in and started doing it, I was like, oh my.
I don't know, but she is constantly trying to find ways to hook up with her to the point where she even gives May her pet cat Lupe to watch, like, so she has an excuse to come over and check on Lupe.
Yeah.
She said her apartment, they're not allowed to have cats anymore or something along those lines. But if you recall, she's interested in Adam, and her and Adam decide to kind of start dating. And so May invites Adam over to her apartment. And Adam shows her a film that he made for his university titled Jack and Jill, which is the weirdest.
Yeah.
And this is where immediately I hated Adam. He's into all kinds of weird stuff. And the second May acts weird, he gets weirded out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so you're not into weird stuff. You're just a shower.
Can we also bring up, like, because I find it to be like not really one of the biggest moments in the film, but I mean, it does sort of play out. He gets her to start smoking.
Oh yeah, what a weird! I forgot all about that. What a weird thing for the writer and director, whoever, to do was smoking. Smoking was such a weird thing, but yeah, and he's like totally pushing her to smoke. All the while they're watching the blind kids playing in the park. Don't forget, which shows up later.
Yeah. Well, here's a, along with the OMG and the smiley face. This is something else you never hear me say quite often, but how odd, she smokes in the most odd way possible. Like, she just looks completely awkward doing it. Mm-hmm. And it kind of triggered me. Because I had an ex-girlfriend that, like, she smoked the same way. And you've heard me talk about this ex-girlfriend, not on the show.
I was already going to ask.
Yeah, it was that girl. And it's like, so I kind of had some, like, flashbacks and because you all needed to know that. So,
like, what a weird thing. Now, I could understand associating Adam with smoking just by smelling a cigarette, because scent is huge, right?
Yeah.
So I could that, but yeah, like wanting to smoke and things like that.
I think it's a symbol of because May starting right off the bat of this film, she is weird and awkward, but she's also, in a way, she's pure.
Yeah, well,
very
two
innocent.
things. Yeah, I was going to say pure and innocent, but as well as willing to do whatever it takes to connect with someone.
Yeah, and I think the smoking is just like, it's kind of she's becoming, for lack of a better term, she's like becoming unclean.
Yeah,
she's being kind of perverted in some way.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, back to the film Jack and Jill. The film reveals a story of two young lovers who go on a picnic and then end up eating each other.
Yeah. How else do you explain it?
I mean, really cool avant-garde idea. I thought it was interesting. And that's where I was confused by this next part, because, like I said, Adam's trying to show her this film, which is basically him saying, look how weird I am. Look at the weird shit that I'm into. Because he's like, at his apartment, he's got all kinds of like serial killer posters and knickknacks and shit like that. Yeah. And he's like, look how fucking weird I am. Yeah, you're pure. Oh, you pure bitch. Look how fucked up I am. Look at this movie I made. And so they go to the room and start to make out. And May actually gets turned on by all the cannibalism in the film, so she bites at him on the lip and he bleeds.
Well,
no, he freaks out.
She asked, you're skipping the part where she asks, when he asks her what did she think of the film, she replies, it was sweet.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Oh, May, I wish you were real.
Yeah, she said it was sweet. No. And so she bites his lip to eat it, essentially, and he freaks the fuck out and leaves.
Yeah, because he says he tells her previously, I think it's before they go over to watch it to his place to watch it. She says something about, that she says herself, like, she's like, I'm weird or something to that extent, and he goes, I love weird.
Yeah, I love weird.
And then after the lip biting, she says, he says something and she goes, "Oh, but you like weird," and he goes, "Not that weird."
Yeah, fuck you, man.
Yeah, and that's what I was like, get away from him, man. He's no
yeah,
good.
that's what I'm saying. Like, he's all talk, man. He's all talk.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, once he leaves, she starts yelling at Susie the doll.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which of course Adam hears and he's like, what the hell?
Yeah. Oh no. Did they go back to her place? I can't remember now.
Yeah, this is at her place.
I thought it was at his place for some reason.
This was at her place.
Okay.
Anyways, so not sure if there's anything else that I'm missing, but I know pretty much next she starts volunteering at a school for blind children, which is an odd, I think another weird, just, hey, you need more shit to do. She remembers the blind children, and she thought there are people that won't see her because all of her stuff is because of her eye is all external. So my opinion is she thinks she can volunteer with blind kids because they'll be able to just get to see her, get to know her for who she is, not for what she looks like.
And of course, who does she gravitate towards in the school for blind children? She gravitates towards Petey, the meanest one.
The meanest one who's making an ashtray.
Yeah. Well, that makes us say something else about the character, that she gravitates towards these people that,
want to treat
just
her
sort
like
of use. Yeah.
And use her and abuse her. But yeah, I'm like, oh my God, she's making an ashtray. I'm like, I'm old enough that I remember making an ashtray in school when I was a kid, but I didn't think that was still a thing in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I think we were doing it. I think we were doing it when I was in elementary school. So
I don't know. So it was still weird to see. It's weird now where we are to see that. But she makes her the clay ashtray with the name May pressed in it. So later on, though, since Adam's been mean to her, right? Because Adam left and is not answering her phone calls or anything like that. She decides to give in to Polly's advances and starts a short affair, which is my favorite moment of the whole movie.
The lesbian thing?
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it.
I wrote, we sound like a couple of bros, but give us a fucking break.
Yeah,
people.
Give me a break, dude. It was hot, and I was just
it was. Yeah, too. I mean, Anna Faris is very attractive. I think Angela Bassett.
Bettis.
Find her very, especially in this film.
Yeah.
I said, she was my, that may have been the very first lesbian love scene I'd ever seen up to that point. Because, like I said, I was in high school.
Yeah,
and I was really sheltered.
Yeah, it was.
And
it was done really well. It was done really well. I mean,
it
wasn't overly perverted or anything like that. It was done sensually, like, Polly was not taking advantage. Like, May gave into it. May wanted it. I thought it was done really, really well.
And I wasn't afraid of it either as a kid because to me this was a film. It wasn't pornography, so it was okay.
Yeah. So, but she's still obsessed with Adam. So she decides to. Adam isn't calling her, and so she decides to go over to Adam's house, and she overhears him talk about how he's glad he got rid of her.
Yeah. Which is
What a jerk. Is this where we meet Adam's new girlfriend?
No, that is, I believe, I think we hear her.
Oh, because that's Halloween night.
Yes.
That's right. Anyways, so devastated, she goes over to Polly's house, because she wants, basically she's going to go to her rebound, but finds Polly with another girl named Ambrosia.
Yes.
Furthering May's grief because now May again doesn't feel special. So she runs home and that damn cat refuses to come near her. So May becomes enraged and throws Petey's ashtray at her, killing the cat and shattering the ashtray.
Oh, is the cat named Petey? I thought the little girl was named Petey.
No, the girl is Petey. I said that the Lupe comes down, but she throws Petey's ashtray that Petey made for her.
We are skipping past the part though, man. They show that girl's legs.
Oh, they show her legs a bunch.
Yeah. Yeah, no, those are some nice legs.
And she's got perfect legs.
Yeah. I was
much better than old gorilla hands.
Yes. I'll second that.
Yep. But essentially, it's at this point, I think, where May has her breakdown.
Yeah.
At this point,
we haven't mentioned that progressively through the film, the case that the doll's in
is cracking.
It's
the glass is cracking. That's right. She becomes delusional. At this point, she's really believing that Susie the doll is talking to her. But so she decides, which this is an odd move. This is an odd move. She decides to take Susie to school and tells the blind children that Susie is her best friend. So here's some kids that can't see anything. And here's a doll that's behind a glass case, so they can't even feel her. So I feel like it's weird. So the children.
I mean, it just shows you how detached she is.
Yeah,
she has no social skills. She didn't think of that.
Yeah. So the children, they fight her, knock it down, and they take the doll out of the glass case. Glass shatters everywhere. Everybody, including the children, is just being broken by glass. The other volunteers just let this happen.
Yeah, I even wrote down, I remembered, this is the scene that stuck out to me the most. Just like I said, it's been a while since I've last seen it, but I always remember this scene just because it's so, I can't think of a better term, but it's so messed up.
Yeah.
It's slow. They slow the whole scene down and you're just watching these poor children. It's just, and you see May freaking out, and it's just a very uncomfortable scene.
Yeah. Well, it just continues to stay uncomfortable from this point in the film.
Yeah,
this is where it stops being this kind of love story, this kind of drama, and slowly starts becoming the horror film that we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't call it a slow burn. It's definitely not a slow burn because the first half of the film is very interesting. Like I said, you're very attached to May and what's going on in her life.
Well, it's leading to her inevitable breakdown.
Yeah.
You're watching.
So her, basically, in my opinion, the doll being busted out of the glass has shattered her psyche.
Yes.
She scoops up the doll and runs home devastated. She doesn't know what to do. Polly's gone. Adam's gone. The kids are gone. She's got nothing.
Yeah.
Even the cat's gone. She's got nothing. So the following day, she meets this punk rock kid. And this creeper asks her if she wants to get some candy with him. And she's like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course I want to get candy.
Yeah. And then they go to her apartment where he asks for some ice cubes for his nipples. A line me and Corey still use to this day.
Yep. She doesn't even really like him all that much, but she loves the tattoo on his arm,
which is Frankenstein. Which, if you haven't guessed it by now, I've even heard the filmmaker say this. This is a modern day take on the Frankenstein.
Yep.
Story.
On the Frankenstein story. So he goes to the freezer to go get ice cubes for his nipples.
Yep.
And that's where he finds the dead cat in there and calls May a freak. So May freaks out herself, stabs him in the head.
Yeah, like you do.
Like you do.
Mm-hmm. We've done it a time or two. Don't act all high and mighty stuff.
Don't act all high and mighty. But anyway, she putting much thought into her future actions. She claims that she needs more parts.
Yep. I need more parts.
And then Halloween comes around, in which she, makes a pretty, beautiful costume. Because one thing we forgot to say is she loves sewing. She makes her own.
Yes.
She makes her own clothes and makes her own costumes. And things like that.
Well, if you hadn't have noticed, she the costume she's wearing, she has become the doll.
Yeah, she's become the doll. I did notice that.
Yeah, she's Susie.
So it makes you wonder, is this May doing all of this, or is this Susie?
Is it a possession story?
Boom, boom, boom. So, anyways, yeah. So Halloween night, she dresses in a homemade costume resembling Susie. She adopts a normal personality and goes to Polly's house, where she then slits her throat with a pair of surgical scalpels.
That is something I like. Yet again, another thing I completely forgot. How she has that personality shift.
Yeah.
Where she's like, earlier she is not, and I'm not, this isn't to discredit the actress's performance or anything, but she's the shy, awkward girl. She talks real quiet, but then as soon as Halloween comes and she has that Susie costume on, she's very forward,
which is how Susie always talked to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, I think she's become Susie.
Yeah.
It's never said or anything, but I think that is. So later, Ambrosia shows up. And so May stabs her ass in the temples.
Yeah.
Which is a beautiful kill. Might be my favorite kill.
I wrote down blood in the milk.
Yeah, blood in the milk.
Yeah.
Very beautiful scene. And we
makes her do a little right before she her, she makes her do a little twirl.
Yeah, let me see those legs. Let me see those legs. Next, she visits Adam and his new girlfriend at his house. They're getting ready to go to a Halloween party or whatnot, and May takes them both out with the scalpels. She's quite adept with the scalpels, as we've seen in the veterinarian scenes.
Yes.
There was even a dog, if you'll remember early. Like there was a scene where she had to like help work on the dog because that guy kept coming in. He's like, I don't know what happened to his leg.
that is a funny scene.
It's the weirdest thing.
When I left, he had four legs.
When I came back, 3.
He had 3.
Oh, I found the leg. So weird. So weird, man. But yeah, so she kills Adam and his girlfriend at his house, which I think we all felt pretty good about that one.
No love lost there.
No love lost there. And that's when we see her sewing and patchwork and all kinds of stuff. When you start to see her designing her new friend, which is a life-size patchwork doll made of the punk's arms, Polly's beautiful neck, Ambrosia's legs, Adam's hands, girlfriend's ears, and Lupe's fur for the hair. Had to throw in the cat's hair. Had to get that in there.
I have never really. So that she uses the hair. That's from the cat's hair.
That's the cat's hair. That's why it's so weird.
I've never noticed that.
Mm-hmm. The weird one for me was it took me a minute because she's like, she uses the remnants of the May ashtray to form an anagram, which she names the doll Amy. And I thought that was so weird. I don't know why that was one of the weirdest parts for me. But it just was weird. I was like, why are you naming? Like, why did you have to put it on there? Like it's wearing a name tag.
Dude, May has gone bye-bye by this point.
Oh, yeah. Well, then don't forget, this is where the beginning of the movie comes back because she realizes that Amy has no eyes and can't see her. So she gouges out her lazy eye.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're also skipping the whole, because, she's doing the whole, she's washing the body parts off in the shower and she's got that little shower cap on. Which is, to me, that's always been one of the funniest scenes. Like, can't get her hair wet. I think she may be smoking too. She almost looks like
I'm pretty sure she's smoking full time at this point.
Yeah, it reminds me of that little thing that Carol Burnett.
Yeah,
the little logo or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, I mean, she's screaming and crying and bleeding and everything, and she puts that eye onto Amy's head, and just begs Amy to look at her. Look at me.
Yeah.
And then just collapses on the bed next to the doll and caresses it. And then, as kind of like a last bit, the creation comes to life and brushes her face affectionately with Adam's gorilla hands.
Oh my God, dude. No joke. One of the eeriest endings in all of cinema.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that, because it doesn't, there's no music going on. I mean, you don't expect it. And then it just kind of happens and then it ends. And you're almost like, what did I just watch?
Yep.
What did I just witness?
I don't know, but I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
It's great.
So yeah, you were right. May was given a limited theatrical release to 9 theaters in North America. It had only grossed $150,000 during its theatrical run, eventually grossing, including DVD sales, $634,000, but it had a budget of $1.7 million. So it got less, about half back.
Yeah. Like I said, I always remember it just being on DVD.
Yeah.
It was at, I mean, it was so weird too that we got it in our little non-franchise video store here in Taylorsville. Yeah. That's where I first saw it.
I mean, it won a bunch of awards. I mean, it
was, yeah.
She won Best Actress in the Brussels International Festival. Best Actress, Best Screenplay, Premiere Award, Best Actress, Best Film at a number of different film fests and whatnot.
I just know, like I said, though, nobody talks about it anymore.
Yeah, like I said, I'd never heard of it, and we've got our ears to the ground. I'm glad you had already heard of it, but I'm surprised I hadn't.
I mean, back in the early, what is the quote? In the early noughts.
In the early knots, yep.
Yeah, in the early knots, man. I mean, everybody. It seemed like within the my mom wasn't saying, "Lance, have you seen May?" The everybody on the whole internet and everything. We were all talking about it. We all loved May, and it it seemed like it was this big movie for a while, and then just through the years, less and less people talk about it, and I feel like. I feel like it should be up there among the best.
I agree. I really, really liked it. Critics liked it. I mean, there's not a lot of bad reviews for it. I mean,
Roger Ebert liked it, and he didn't like any horror film.
Yeah, he gave it 4 stars out of 4. Called it a horror film and something more and deeper, something disturbing yet oddly moving. He characterized the denouement as a final shot that would get laughs in another kind of film, but May earns the right to it, and it works, and we understand it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he did. I mean, if he liked a horror film, people usually took notice because he didn't like.
Yeah, he didn't usually like horror. Even the Chicago Film Critics Association in 2006 named May. In the top 100 scariest films ever made in the 61st position.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I don't know why we're not talking about it more. Well, we're talking about it. Obviously, we're doing a whole episode on it.
Mm-hmm.
But why are more people not? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It still holds up.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I just have to say it. I highly recommend it. If you've listened to this and you didn't watch it yet, I still recommend, even with us spoiling it, going and watching it because it's great.
Yeah,
it's a great Frankenstein film.
Yeah. And when we say it's like a modern day Frankenstein, I mean, don't be expected like lightning bolts and shit.
Oh, I know, and Igor and things like that.
I mean, it's very. What's the word? It's very its own thing. It's
better than the De Niro Frankenstein. That's for damn sure.
I can think of a lot of things better than the De Niro Frankenstein.
I'm Frankenstein's monster. Wow.
You want to get shot in the? Oh gosh, but yes, it is. It's. I don't know. I wish it got talked about more. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying we need to be putting it up on billboard. Well, no, maybe we could put it up on billboard. But I don't know. I want to see midnight screenings of this. I want to see this.
I said, it needs a cult following. It needs call and response like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I don't know about that.
I would love that for people to just be reciting lines while I'm watching it. I'd be totally down.
I don't know,
because there's some good lines in this, especially all of Anna Faris's lines. Yeah, they're all quotable.
Yeah, that thing she says about eating melons or something. Yeah, Anna Faris though, she's a good actress. I wish I just feel like she's in a lot of bad stuff.
She is, but
this isn't one of them.
I think she pigeonholed herself with the scary movies.
You think so? Yeah. She was in that Mom show, and I mean, I mean, I've only caught a couple episodes of it, but I mean, she kind of branches out in that. But I've seen her. She's done some more serious stuff, but she was phenomenal. She was the number one, in my opinion, the best part of the movie, next to Angela Bettis. So. Yeah, I called her Angela Bassett. I'm sorry.
Completely different actress.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like I said, she was other boys were into Britney Spears and stuff. I was into May, so that was the poster on my wall. That was my dream girl. And with that, dear friends, we come to the end of another delightfully disturbing episode of Mysteries of the Dark. As always, thank you for listening. Thank you to the Fearscape Media Network. And thank you to Corey Adams and Ashley Jones Adams from Nothing Wrong for our musical theme.
Lance, it's him.
Now, Stefan, chin up. We are the Mistress of the Dark after all. We faced much graver dangers than this.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
I am. Now, with that being said, go answer the door.
What? Me?
Well, you are the head mister.
Oh, you hairless little bastard. Hello?
Stefan! It has been so long!
Why? Yes, it has. Ah!
Say, where's that little fella that has no name?
Why, he's right there. hey, Lance!
Oh, please, Stephen, just take him. Wasn't the Barnabas incident enough to quench your thirst for humiliation?
Oh, yeah. The Barnabas doll thing. Listen, I just wanted to stop by and apologize to you both personally for some of the shenanigans you may have been victims of while we were kids.
Apologize?
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I left nowhere. I turned my whole life around. Went to Yale, got a degree in liberal arts, and now I'm the head writer for the New York Post.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep. Listen, while I'm here, I thought it'd be the noblest thing to do and gift you with this, Lance.
A Tickle Me Barnabas Collins doll?
Oh, yeah. I knew how much you loved that doll. So say, question. How'd you end up getting that thing out anyway?
That's not important. That's not important right now, Steve. What is important is that after years of tears and fear, we can finally gift you with the noblest thing I can think of.
Oh, gee whiz. What's that?
Oh. You're about to find out. Stefan, bend him over.
I am on it.
What? Wait. What are you doing? What?
Oh, come now, Steve. You've heard the old saying, an eye for an eye, a doll for a doll. But before we go, dear friends, I'll leave you with this. You never look good trying to make someone else look bad. Good night.
Good night.